Today I fucked up by asking my teacher about her sex life. Now, it should be noted, this story happened when I was much younger. Yeah, I get it, I was a dumb kid, you don't need to remind me. I've always been a very curious person and have procured information that I often will never need. One of the best ways to gain knowledge is to ask questions, so I do, a lot. Sometimes it's for the better, often it's for the worse. Let's cut to the chase. In 3rd grade, there were 4 classes, one of these had 2 teachers, one for the morning, and one for the afternoon. The one we will be speaking about today is my afternoon teacher. Her name was Mrs. Virgin. At the time, I thought a virgin was someone originally from the Virgin Island. If you are from America, you're American. If you're from Canada, you are Canadian. British. Makes sense, right? So when I thought about her name, curiosity got the best of me. So I waddled up to my teacher blissfully unaware and stated the dire inquiry. Me, Mrs. Virgin, I have a question. Mrs. Virgin, go ahead sweetie. And then, I ask it. Are you a virgin? She gasps, stares at me for a moment, regains her composure, grabs my shoulder and says not an appropriate question. I, still unaware of what I had just asked, simply said okay and waddled off to the bus. As I rode home I had wondered what I had said wrong. It was in the back of my mind, so I eventually forgot about it, until a couple years ago, when I remembered the story and realized what I had asked. I swore to myself I would never tell a soul. But here I am, bored and typing a story to 16.5 million people. Hope you enjoyed my suffering. Too long didn't read. Dumb kid asks if teacher is a virgin. I had a teacher named Mrs. McDonald and I legit thought she could get us free food from McDonald's. My friend in high school was at the Virgin Megastore looking at CDs while her older brother was someplace else in the mall. She left the store and went to a different one, so she texted her brother to let him know that she left. Except instead of writing I'm not a virgin anymore, she accidentally wrote I'm not a virgin anymore. This happened in an extremely conservative Middle Eastern country, so you can imagine her brother's horror when he saw that. When I was around 7 or 8, I thought virgin meant someone from Virginia, as I was from Virginia, and like you Americans are from America, and so on. So one day I'm sitting next to my grandmother, and I asked her, are you a virgin? She too got taken aback, told me she didn't understand, and I said yeah, we're from Virginia, so that makes us virgins. I'm cracking up telling this, anyway. She says no, we're Virginians. Ask your mother what a virgin is in about 10 years. So was she? If it makes you feel better, when I was younger and first heard the word prostitute, I asked 4 different teachers if they were one before I got sent to the head teacher. Edit, first time getting an award, and it's about asking teachers if they are sex workers. Cheers. Man, there's a joke in here somewhere. Something about looking for a prostitute, then coming across the head teacher. Today I fucked up by training my dog to be too obedient. Everyone thinks their dog is the best, but seriously mine is pretty cool. Now that I work from home, we spend basically every minute of every day together and we vibe perfectly. He sleeps in while I shower and get ready, then a morning walk, then he naps while I work, lunch together, we use a leash but it's superfluous, so on and so on. The most protest I get from him is when I want to snuggle. He doesn't, and he'll crawl closer inch by inch until I leave him alone. We also have a fenced-in backyard and a dog door, so he has free reign of the house and backyard most days. Today we have a repair guy working in the backyard, so Camden has to stay inside. He hasn't complained at all and asked only once to go out to pee. And this is where I fucked up. He watched the repair guy for a second, he peed, and then he watched the repair guy again. I assumed that meant he was done, so I called him inside. And the little bastard hesitated. I assumed he just wanted to be outside longer, so I called him again and he trotted back in like the best damn dog he is. Then he shit in the middle of the floor. Too long didn't read. My dog loves me so much he shit on the floor instead of disobeying me. Tax. If I call my dog and she needs more time, she does a little twirl. It makes me laugh sometimes, like she's saying bitch, I need to walk around for 3 to 4 minutes sniffing before I cop a squat. We don't deserve dogs. I wish he did this. Unfortunately he wants to pee on every tree we pass on an hour-long walk, so we have trust issues. Meanwhile my pug pissed all over my bed because it rained outside and didn't want to get his feet wet. I would have taken shit on the floor, haha. My mom has taught their dog to wait until someone gives him permission to eat because otherwise he would gobble up his food too fast, and he also showed early signs of food aggression as a puppy. And now he absolutely will not eat until you give him a permission. He will just sit in front of his bowl and drool. One time my mom was giving him food and someone called her. He forgot to give the permission, spoke on the phone for 15 minutes and then went to watch TV. Then she started to wonder where the dog was. The poor guy was still sitting in the kitchen, drooling and waiting for permission to eat. I got tired of my cat weaving through my legs while I was trying to put food in her bowl, so I taught her to sit. Then I got tired of her sitting on my foot, so she has to sit on a mat a couple feet away from her bowl until I give her the okay. Once I got distracted throwing the empty food can away and forgot to give her permission to eat for about 2 minutes. She very softly meowed from her mat and I felt terrible. Lol, she got a special treat for being so good. I have a boxer, turned 13 2 weeks ago. The one in my profile pic. He'll do the same exact thing. He is obedient to a fault. And yes, the shit on the floor has been done after I called him while it was raining. He reminds me to give him his heart and thyroid pills, and he knows by the time of night when it's time to go to bed. He's also the omega dog. He'll take the least superior position in a group of people, gladly. Today I fucked up by smacking the shit out of my sleeping girlfriend. This actually happened about 3 years ago. Okay, so that title makes me sound like a huge asshole. Let me give some backstory. My girlfriend B was going to school in a different city from where I lived, so I would go to visit her once a month for a weekend. I would stay at her place and we would have a nice weekend before I had to head back home to work. Well, one night we get ready for bed and we both end up falling asleep. I have my right arm laid across her and everything is fine. Then my subconscious mind does its thing. I'm having a dream that I have died and gone to heaven. I'm standing at the pearly gates and there is a pulpit with a huge book, an inkwell, and a quill. This is some sort of sign-in process before you are allowed to pass through the pearly gates. Well, I pick up the quill and go to sign my name, and nothing gets written on the page. I keep trying to write my name so I can get on with things and it keeps not writing. Needless to say, I was getting quite aggravated and my writing becomes more aggressive. I'm talking big ass letters to fill the whole page and still nothing. I finally get frustrated and smack the book off the pedestal and wake up to my girlfriend yelling at me. Turns out, while I was asleep trying to write in this holy sign-in sheet, my arm was also keeping up with me, waving all over the place across my girlfriend while she was sleeping. When I smacked the book off the pedestal, my arm followed suit and smacked the shit out of my girlfriend's face. I explained to her what was going on in my dream and she just looks at me and dead seriously asks, well, did you dip the quill in the ink? Well, as a matter of fact I hadn't, so that solved my issue and I rolled over and went back to sleep. TL, doctor, fell asleep, couldn't write in a book, smacked dream book and my girlfriend. So your inability to write your name saved your life. How so? This story is fucking amazing. Didn't even think about the inkwell when I was asleep. Who the hell uses quill and ink anymore? I love how she actually listened to the dream and gave you a solution after the smack. A true keeper. Edit, THX for my first award equals D. Had a nightmare once where I was in a fight with someone trying to kill me. Took a swing at the attacker's head and connected. Realized immediately that it was a dream, but was still asleep. Dream attacker looked at me like, WTF did you just do? As I looked at my dream hand and thought the same thing. Why did I feel it if this is all a dream? Suddenly my eyes opened and I saw my wife sitting up in bed, clutching her left eye and starting to cry. Explained it to her and we had a good laugh after a few minutes. Good thing I suck at punching, she didn't even bruise even though I hit her with all I had. Hey, don't sell yourself short. You made her shed some tears. I should note that I'm only joking and your comment about sucking at punching had me laughing. My husband punched me in the head 3 times in his sleep a few months ago. Some people are just really active in their sleep, and I learned to accept the sleep abuse years ago. I've had a few bruises to the shins over the years. I'm guilty of this as well. I've hit my wife numerous times while sleeping. Luckily she's never been bruised or anything like that. We eventually got a king-size bed, which has helped a bit because I can get far enough away that the damage is minimal.